Good evening, everyone. It's your boy Evanuel Lewis here for another episode of what we are now calling the Evanuel Day Show, with topics including anything and everything that I'm interested in. I think you will want to hear too. Format still wonky. Still don't really have anything going for you. No special intro music. I ain't got no special effects. It's just me, your boy, talking to you straight from the heart, and probably about topics that you may want to hear about. First topic we're going to talk about today, and probably going to be the basis of this next episode, is how important storytelling is nowadays, connected to why you should be playing tabletop games. Your boy's talking about D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. Yes, that standard trope of a bunch of nerds sitting together around the dinner table, eating Doritos, drinking Mountain Dew, and dropping dice at each other. It's all true. Number one, don't let anyone tell you that stereotype's fake. It is completely true. Number two, it is so much fun, and there's no better time than now to get into Dungeons and Dragons. Whether you're a fan of listening or watching shows like Critical Role, or there's certain other adventure podcasts that you like getting into, with the advent of social media and where technology is now, internet, you don't have to have a core crew that physically gets together and to play the game. Now, I personally believe that that's where a lot of the magic happens, is getting a good squad together, good DM, good team, and mutually all pitching in to write a really good story. Um, and the reason I'm very happy about where D&D is nowadays, and why our GURPS and Star Wars and a lot of these other role-playing games are, is they're kind of like creative boosters. They work off each other and push us to expand our creativity, our need, our want to make art of some sort. Because storytelling is an art, and it bounces off other things. I have players and friends who are great artists who spend a lot of time drawing, painting, and designing their actual PCs, and for some DMs, NPCs. People who write really good stories, people eventually who do short stories, novels, fan fiction. It's all good, it's all there. It's a springboard that gets you into a lot of other things that bring you out into life. And people will even make the argument, I'll make the argument, that my years of playing Dungeons and Dragons, tabletop games, things like that, DMing and as a player, has made me more sociable, able to interact with people a lot better and take on certain points of view a lot easier than I ever did when I was much younger. Um, but this is, like I said, the best time to be getting into all these things. If you haven't done it before, please go out there and give it a shot. Whether you're playing traditional, Wizard of the Coast, Dungeons and Dragons, or whether there's some other role-playing game out there, it's fun, and I really think you should do it. Beyond that, there's something classic about understanding how a lot of my friends, we play video games, we are considered gamers. Everything goes back to that. Gary Gygax and his homies used to play miniature games, miniature war games, and eventually got to the point where it was like, well, instead of just moving stuff on the field, it's like, let's give them characters, let's make it magical, let's make it like actual backstory for these little miniatures. And that's where that pedigree comes through. A lot of people still use miniatures days to represent their characters on a physical or digital dice board. You start putting rules in there, numbers get involved, there's a lot of charts. Eventually you will learn them all, even though it sounds daunting at first. And a lot of people will be like, man, that's a lot of numbers, what the hell's going on? I'm here to play a game. Well, that translates to everything you ever played on a console, on PC. That's just number crunching, doing their thing, and you just have like a animated avatar tune already doing it for you. So it lets you take a step back. Like I said, there's something magical about just having a pencil, paper, and actual physical dice with a bunch of your homies rolling that and getting diggity down like that. I'm in the game now. I've run games previously, and it's just something that's near and dear to me that I think will get people to understand each other better. Just like all things in the world, you're not always going to run into the best people. Just like in D&D, you're not always going to run into the best players, the best DMs, the best NPCs. You're going to get those people that you're like, maybe I shouldn't play games with that. But hey, that's part of it. Especially what I feel nowadays is a lot of people have a really tough time with anxiety, with being social, with getting out there, and you have to find a way to break that ice become a better version of you. And I think D&D is a great tool for that, because you are all kind of put and forced into a situation by the DM, um, to work with these other people who may be strangers to you or they may be really good friends, and think about how it's going through with their character within the game, making your own box that you can visualize yourself through. It may be the best version of you, it might be not the best version of you, it might be the devious version of you, but still you all the same. And seeing how those personalities interact with each other, I think is a really good learning experience and an exercise of how to be getting better at life. Because that's what all it is. If you're not doing a hobby or something that puts you in a place where you're getting better at life, maybe you should rethink that hobby. And I'm very open about what makes you better at life. I believe in, you know, if you sit down, you play video games, and you're crunching numbers in your brain, that makes you better at something. If you got your key presses down exactly, you're getting better at something. If you know you work in your combos, your L dashes, your cancels out of Smash, or you got like that, you know, Shin Hadouken right down in Street Fighter, you're good to go. And all these things add up as skills in life. And it's gonna be a hard way to translate it to actual what might people call pragmatic skills, but at the same time, you're working on yourself, which is a big thing about me and the Evanuel Day show that I'm trying to get out there. Is that we can always work on ourselves. We might not always be able to do it alone, but that's okay. There's gonna be people out there to help you. Hopefully, I can be one of those people in your life. But real quick, that's just something I want to talk out there. If you get a chance, go play some role-playing games. Drop some dice with some people, online or in person, and see if you like that. I'm gonna put a couple links down here in the bottom in case you guys want to get some resource stored. As always, please check in on me and my brother at the MMP podcast, another link that's going down there in the bottom. If you have any topics that you want to talk about, you want to hear me talk about, you want to hear me rant about, please let me know. This is an interactive thing. I wish I could just be me speaking at the camera, but I will eventually run out of topics. So anything you're interested in or you would like me to look up and get my opinion on, please let your boy know. This has been Evanuel Day Lewis. This has been the Evanuel Day Show. Hopefully I'll see you next time, right? Take care.